going on, troops? Welcome to yet another double bass fills that dominate lesson. Today we're going to check out a pretty cool fill from the undisputed double bass pioneer, Mr. Alex Van Halen. So before we get into the lesson, make sure to download the free PDF that is going to help you understand this lesson a lot better. You can just hit the link down below this video, get that free PDF so you can follow along, really understand what we're doing here, because we're going to do some pretty cool voicings that it's going to be nice to have a little visual representation for you. So make sure to download that right now. And let's get after it. As we all know, Alex has one of the best double bass techniques out there, which has really allowed him to come up with some of the most amazing or iconic double bass grooves and especially fills. Just like the fill we're going to check out today, the one we're doing is from a song called Judgment Day from the For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge album. I think it's my favorite Van Halen record. Actually, no, 5150 is actually my favorite Sammy Van Halen record. But regardless, they're all amazing. Alex is incredible. But this fill is going to be really, really fun. We're going to change it up a little bit just so you can really maximize your potential from it and get the most out of it. So let's get into it. Okay, so full disclosure here. I'm pretty sure that Alex is actually leading this fill right-handed, which is all well and good. But the whole purpose of these lessons is really to dissect and learn a particular fill that inspires us, but also use it as a starting point for us to come up with our own unique ideas. And so that being said, we're actually going to learn this fill with a left-hand lead. This is going to be a left-hand leading version of this fill, because as you're going to see here pretty soon, it's going to lend itself to a lot more different orchestration possibilities. And that's really the whole secret with a lot of fills, is not necessarily learning, a whole new technique, but more or less just being able to play and hear different orchestrations of the same idea. And that's what we're going to do here. Also, if you're anything like me, my left hand can always use a little bit more attention in the practice room. And so whenever there's a particular study or exercise like this that's going to be really left hand focused, that's going to be great. And I need that. Hopefully you need that. I think we all need that. So it's going to be a good thing all around. So that being said, that's the disclaimer. Let's get into learning this fill. Here we go. Always the first thing we have to do is dissect this fill and break it down to really understand what makes it so rhythmically exciting. And in this particular fill, what is doing that is a 3-note phrase, but in 16th notes. And the 3-note phrase is really just snare, kick, snare, and we keep repeating that. But because of the nature of the 3-note phrase within 16th notes, that's going to create this really hip syncopation and really drive that fill forward. So let's check out exercise 1 and get comfortable with how this sounds against the click. Here we go. Now our next step into building out this fill is adding the new note values. So this fill is a combination of 32nd notes and 16th notes. And so we want to slowly get into that before we just dive right on in. So this next step is, all we're going to do within that 3-note grouping, that first left we play on the snare drum, well, we're going to immediately follow that with the right hand with a 32nd note. So basically you're going to have left, right, kick, left. That's the 3-note phrase, and then we repeat that. Left, right, kick, left. Left, right, kick, left. And once we get into this, the other thing I really need you to pay attention to is how strong your left hand is. We want to play rim shots on that. We want to get some good height on that. If we're playing rock music here, we got to project power and authority. If we're just kind of petting the snare drum, it's not going to translate. It's not going to have that articulation. So really make sure to get some nice height with that left hand, and then especially when we bring in the right hand, that's matching that same dynamic. We don't want any dynamic discrepancy between those two. So we want left, right, kick, left, right, kick. Nice, solid, and even. Let's check it out. Exercise 2. Now, before we get into the final step here of learning this fill, one thing that might be beneficial is getting comfortable playing quads with a left hand lead. Remember, quads are 2 notes on the snare with 2 notes on the bass drum. So it's right, left with the hands, right, left with the feet. That's our typical quad. We've played it a million times. However, this fill actually has a quad in it. There's 4 30-second notes before the last 16th note, but we're learning it left-handed lead. Now this might be kind of weird. So that's why I'm saying one of the things you might want to do right now is just play a quad as left, right, and then kick, kick. Whatever footing you want to use with the bass drums is fine. Typically I do right, left. So in this case, I'm going to play left hand, right foot, left foot. So it's going to kind of go in this weird circular type of fashion. But that's just it. Left, right, kick, kick. Left, right, kick, kick. It's going to feel kind of weird, but the more you can get the body primed for this, it's really, really going to help you execute this fill at a high level. So just try to play some quads here, left-handed lead. I'll give you a little demonstration.
3, 4.
Now that we're a little bit more comfortable with this left hand leading quad, we can finish off this fill. So the last thing we have to do is just add a left foot following that right foot, creating 2 30-second notes. It's the exact same thing we did with the right hand following that left hand with those 2 30-second notes. Now we have left hand, and then right foot, and then left foot. So those are going to be 4 30-second notes, and then the last note is going to be that left hand 16th note. That's creating this 3-note phrase. That's also what makes this super exciting, is that we have this compound rhythm of 30-second notes and 16th notes going back and forth, but with this really cool, basically 3-note phrase. Sometimes we could call it a dotted 8th note phrase. That's for another lesson, but just so you know, that's what makes this so cool. So let's check out how this fill sounds with all of the notes that we're supposed to play, and then we'll hear how Alex actually plays it in the song. Let's check it out.
3, 4.
Now let's check out some variations. So one of my favorite things to do with whenever I learn a new fill is to explore the durations, how long or how short the fill is. So far, we've been learning this fill starting on beat 1. Alex plays it on beat 1. That's excellent. But now let's see what it feels like when we start the fill on beat 2. Especially this fill, since it's a 3/16th note phrase, we're going to come out of it. It's going to resolve a little bit differently than what we're used to, and that's a good thing. We want to get comfortable feeling this phrase on all parts of the beat. We don't want to be just stuck only hearing it or being able to play it in one way. So that's why this is going to be very effective in just your overall ability to use this fill in an improvisational setting, or just so you don't have to think about it. That's the whole point. So let's check it out here, starting on beat 2.
2, 3.
Okay, so this next concept is something I really need you to understand, because I get asked this question all the time from students, and that's, how do I develop a flow, or how do I develop a fill vocabulary that I'm comfortable playing in and out of? And really, there's no secret, there's no hack. All it is combining something you just learned or some new idea with something you already know. That's it. And the more you do that, the easier it's going to be to start playing in and out of these ideas. So there has to be a concerted effort to do this. Now that we're working on these durations, this offers us a perfect opportunity to do this. We're starting this fill on beat 2, so what is that doing with beat 1? Well, that's leaving that space for us to put some other familiar fill idea at the beginning of it and seeing how easy it is for us to be able to transition in and out of it. So just to get comfortable with this first, let's just play on beat 1, 4 16th notes. Left, right, 1 E and a. Once again, we want to lead left-handed with this because we're playing this fill left-handed, and that's going to lend itself to that. So let's just play 4 16th notes. Check it out. I know you're going to love it, but it's going to be fun because we're going to do something pretty cool next. So here we go.
3, 4. One, two, three, four.
Okay, not bad, but pretty simple. But once again, simple doesn't always mean easy. We never want to take that for granted. But hopefully now you're starting to get an idea of how we can begin to combine fills that we already know with this new concept. So one example I want to share with you is I'll take one of my favorite double bass fills. It's a 16th note triplet, 4 notes with the hand, 2 notes with the feet. That's going to take up just 1 beat. Well, that's what we have. We have beat 1 here. We can do whatever we want with it. So I'll demo how we can take just this one 16th note triplet idea, once again, 4 notes with the hand, 2 notes with the feet, and then start this new fill, this Alex Van Halen fill on beat 2, and then explore some orchestration so you can see how this really can start to quickly evolve into a lot of different opportunities for you to express yourself within these concepts. I know you're going to dig it. So let's check it out. Here it is, the 16th note triplet on beat 1.
3, 4.
This last variation is a little wackadoo, but that's totally fine because I like to challenge you and help you think outside of the box a little bit. I'm not going to go too deep into the theory of this. If you have the PDF and if you watch this, I'm sure you'll be able to understand this. We talk about this stuff all the time in the double bass inner circle, and it's such a huge concept. We could talk about it for days. But just to break it down, once again, this fill is a 3 16th note phrase. That's what it's built around. That was exercise 1. And what we did with the first beat was we doubled it to create 2 30-second notes with the hands. And then the second beat was the foot, and we doubled that to create 2 30-second notes. And then that last left hand on the snare is the 16th note. So even though we have 4 30-second notes and a 16th note, it still means it's taking the place of 3 16th notes. Well, what happens if we add 2 more 16th notes to this? Well, it's going to create a 5-note pattern. So we're still going to double the first 2 notes, the 2 notes on the snare and then the 2 notes on the bass drum to create 4 30-second notes. But then we're going to follow it with 3, not just 1, but 3 16th notes. That's going to create a 5-note phrase, a 5 16th note phrase. It still has the same technical aspects of it, but the whole rhythm, the whole structure of it really changes. And I want you to explore this. I want you to see how cool it is to take a particular technique, but then change the phrasing of it so that really just Pandora's box of rhythmic opportunities open up for you. Like I said, we talk about this all the time in the inner circle, and man, we have such a great time. But I want to leave you with this today. check it out. Watch the PDF. Watch this last example, and just have some fun. All right, here we go.
3, 4.
All right, how'd you do? I know you crushed it, or you're about to crush it. Just take your time, take it slow. Read, count out loud, right? ABC, always be counting. If you're not counting, you're guessing. And if you're guessing, you're sucking. We don't want to suck, we want to rock. And that's the whole thing. Counting is the secret. Hopefully this lesson was awesome. I hope you got some value out of it. If you did, can you please like, share, subscribe? You know the drill. That would help me out and this channel so that we can do this a lot more and just give you some more value. That's the whole thing. Let me know what your favorite Alex Van Halen fill is. Maybe we'll do a lesson on that in the future. I love doing these and I hope you enjoy them. So until next time, stay focused, practice with purpose. We'll see you soon.